Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the comedy podcast brought to you by Lovdev Pega, who is a stand-up comedian and he just got a day job as well. He covers loads of topics on Reddit with loads of madness. You'll love it. Anyway, here is today's episode of a crazy little thing called Lovdev, number 172, Sunflower. Do I have 45 minutes to record this show and edit it before my big, massive Zoom meeting? Have I got that? Actually, I've got 30 minutes. I don't know why I said 45. I've got 30 minutes, guys, to get this recorded. Yes, Zoom meeting, very important. Comedy related. Fingers crossed for me, everyone. If you're driving, fingers crossed, this could be it. Who knows what's going to happen to me? Probably nothing. Maybe my career is going to shoot up into the sky. Or maybe it's just going to go down deep in the ocean. Look at me being a philosopher. I don't even know what a philosopher does, but that's me. Hello, welcome back. This is my podcast. Obviously, you guys know that. How has everybody been? I've had a mad week at work. Oh my God. Non-stop madness. That's all I can say. I needed a break. I needed a rest. I can't handle it anymore. I need a gig. That's what I need. That's basically what I need. I had nothing last weekend. Can you believe that? Nothing on a Friday. Nothing on a Saturday. And I thought, you know what? No gig, go gym. That's my motto now. No gig, go gym. Just pump myself up and let the frustration out that way, I suppose. If I didn't go out, I just would have gone mad. I mean, the kids have been off half term. I haven't took them anywhere. The weather's been playing up. But the past couple of days in the UK, it's been okay, I suppose. Well, since yesterday, we haven't had any rain. But I mean, I feel sorry for the plants and the trees out there. They must have been well thirsty, man. Because we had weeks, about what? We must have had about 8 weeks, was it? Well, probably 6 weeks of sun. It was lovely. But it got to that stage when everybody started moaning. As we do, that's what us Brits do. We can't handle the heat, we can't handle the cold, and we can't handle the rain. And we can't handle any other stuff as well. But hopefully today it was nice. It's a nice day today. And for your FYI, I'm doing my first half-soaked show this year. Thank you. I know I'm well pleased about that. I'm going to get to do it today. It's at the Bijou Cinema in Southport. So if you were there, you probably weren't, but you listened to this podcast and you were there, thank you so much for coming down. But this gives me the opportunity to plug my other dates that I'm doing. The Ram Comedy Festival in Derby. That is on the June the 5th at the Old Tudor. So come down to that if you can. If you can't make it to the Ram Comedy Festival, as you guys know, I am doing the Rick Mail Comedy Festival, June the 6th on a Friday, 8 o'clock, Star and Garter in Droitwich and Spa. So do come down to that. It should be a lot of fun. So I was thinking, why don't we just go and do not this, ignore that. That's my sausage fingers. I can't control this thing. It's my phone that I can't control. Can you believe it? My fingers are so big it just doesn't stop anything. Doesn't do anything. Just spoils it. It's like, you know, when you type in a text message to somebody and you're typing away and you accidentally press a different letter that you're supposed to do. That's me. I do that all the time. And then I'll try and get AI or whatever it is on the phone, when you press the speaker, text to speech, that's what it's called. Absolutely awful. Doesn't do anything for me at all. So let's go and do Am I the A-hole? This one has been posted up by somebody called Definitely the Wise One. Oh, are they the wise one? Is this a wise a-hole question or something on their mind that they need to address? Let's have a look. They are saying, am I the a-hole for locking my sister's kid in the bathroom for an hour? Probably not. Why did you lock your your sister's kid in the bathroom for an hour? First of all, before I read down what you've said, I'm going to guess you don't have any kids yourself, because you would have never done that to your own child. You'd probably lock them in the bedroom, but not in a bathroom. Who knows? Okay, let's find out what happened to Definitely the Wise One. They say, I locked my 6-year-old nephew in my bathroom for an hour. He's a boy. There's probably a good reason for it. And my sister is furious and says I traumatized him. Depends what you did. I mean, did you leave any animals in the bathroom with him? Did you not feed him? Last weekend, my 28M, I'm guessing that's the brother-in-law or the boyfriend who's 28 years old. Happy birthday to him. And sister, who's 26, happy birthday to her, asked me to watch her son, Ryan the Lion, I'm going to call him. Ryan the Lion for a few hours while she ran her errands. I agreed, even though I'm not super comfortable around kids. Well, first of all, you've already admitted that you're not comfortable around kids, which is why you locked him in the bathroom. But it was just a few hours, okay. And I figured we'd survive. At first, everything was fine. We watched a movie, he had some juice, and I thought we were in the clear. Ooh, it depends what movie you watched and what kind of juice was he drinking. Was it with alcohol in it, which probably sent him nutty. But after about 30 or 40 minutes, she says, he started getting more and more wild. That's a good lad right there. Like full-on chaos. He ran around my living room, knocking things over, dumped a bowl of popcorn on the floor. He is 6 years old, Started throwing couch pillows. What a legend. I told him to stop. Tried offering him different things to do, but he ignored me. Sounds like he's got ADHD. He then snuck into my bedroom, went through the drawers, found a Sharpie, and started drawing on the walls. Oh, legend! When I tried to take it away, he tried to kick me. I called my sister, but she didn't pick it up. That's because your sister knew. She was watching it all on the camera, probably having a laugh. It escalated fast. He chased my old dog into a corner and yanked her tail. She snapped at him, not hard, but enough to scare him. He screamed like she mauled him, and then threw a mug at her. Ha 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 ha! That was it for me. I couldn't handle it anymore. I didn't feel safe leaving him loose in the house. So I put him in the bathroom. I told him to sit in there and take a break until he calmed down. Then I locked the door from the outside. Ha 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 ha! I can't believe you locked the door. What? Let's just say something happened to you. He's in there. And maybe it was Final Destination for you. I don't know, something happened to you, man. He would be, he'd be stuck in there. He won't be able to get out or help you, or I don't know. Oh my God, what if the house was on fire? This is probably why your sister got upset. So let's carry on. Definitely the Wise One has a lot more to say about this. I sat outside the door for a while, talking to him every few minutes. This sounds like my job. This is basically what I do. When somebody messes around, we put them in a room, we lock the door, we make sure they're safe, and we keep checking on them. Sounds like you put him in a pen. You put him in a cell, That's what it sounds like. At first he screamed, then started crying, then got quiet. You do know he's going to remember this for his whole life. My auntie, definitely the wise one, I hope that's your proper name, locked me in the bathroom. He will never, ever forget it. After a while, I went to go and clean up the mess in my bedroom, checked on the dog. Oh, of course you would. I figured it'd be fine. He wasn't in danger, just contained. I guess that's where I might be the a-hole. I ended up leaving him in there for closer to an hour. That's a long time. An hour in the bathroom, you know. Oh, my God. When my sister finally came to pick him up, he ran out crying and told her I locked him in the bathroom. Oh, God, I wish I was there. She lost it, said I was abusive, said I traumatized him, and now she won't speak to me. She's telling everyone in the family I locked up her child, like I shoved him in a closet or something. A few relatives are on my side, she says. Others say I went too far. Oh, before I read the rest of your thing, I mean, okay, if you put him in the bathroom, I would have said maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes max, and then bring him out. But for an hour is a long time. He must have been going through torture. But I can understand your situation as well. He was causing havoc. You didn't know how to control him, and you lost your patience, and basically that's what you did. Oh dear, oh dear. The final bit, definitely the wise one, is saying, I didn't scream at him. I didn't hit him. That's good. That's good. I didn't scare him. You did put him in the bathroom for an hour, so that might have scared him. I just didn't know what else to do in that moment. And that's basically what I said to you. And I wasn't about to let him break more of my stuff or hurt my dog. You was in their house though, wasn't you? I'm sure you said you went over to their house, so, okay. But he did go through your stuff. Okay. Hurting the dog, I can understand that, but dogs know. Dogs know kids are kids. Dogs are clever. They know that. Anyway, she's saying, am I the a-hole? Definitely the wise one. Now, I do a lot of these. I read a lot of these. Most of them I do say, you are not the a-hole. But I'm going to say, you are the a-hole for locking him in the bathroom for an hour, but you're not an a-hole for trying to calm him down, which is what you tried to do, and it didn't work. So, are you the a-hole? I can't even answer that. It's a yes and a no. Hopefully, anyway, whatever turns out, I'm sure your sister will eventually calm down and look back at it and laugh, and hopefully, I think what you should do, this is what you should do if you haven't done it already. I don't even know if your sister's going to allow this now. Find out what he likes and just take him somewhere for the day. But he has to behave. You have to tell him that he's got to behave. If he continues to be like this throughout his childhood, being manic, he probably does have something like ADHD. I'm not even exaggerating, because it sounds like he just went on a wild one. And hopefully, don't give him any more snacks. Because I know you gave him popcorn. Was it sweet popcorn? I don't know. Are you the a-hole? Even I can't answer that one. We all do mad stuff, though, don't we? Growing up. I've done some mad, crazy... I don't know if I've told you this. I used to live... when I used to live with my mum and dad, I used to have this alleyway like opposite my house, and at the end of this alleyway there was an old tennis club, and people used to use it, but then over the years it kind of just got neglected. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if people stopped going there, or there was no funding for the place. Probably that, to be honest. Probably council run. Council couldn't afford it anymore. Shut it down. And we used to play in there, and we used to do some mad stuff, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we wrecked it. But we were kids, so this is what kids do. Like, am I the a-hole question that I just read, you know? That's what kids go manic sometimes. But when you're young, but back then, we never had all this ADHD and all that. Do you know what I mean? So when I look back now at some of my friends that I used to hang around with, I can guess that, yeah, they had ADHD because they could never keep their hands to themselves. And they were always just manic, like running around, doing crazy stuff. Yeah. I don't know why I had to say that, but yeah, it's just something that came over me. Before we move on to the next topic, I thought I need to fill you in a little bit more about my life. Even though a lot of you who are genuine, avid listeners know everything about me already. I did a podcast with somebody. It's more of a video podcast, so some of you might know him. His name is Doug Carter. He runs comedy nights in the Midlands. And now he's started to do a live podcast where he basically records comedians and has a bucket with loads of random questions. Now, we don't know what these questions are, but we just pick them out and we go through them. And we had an actual real good laugh when I recorded this with him. If you want to check it out, it's called Digging Deep with Doug. Oh, that's a clever name. I've just figured out. Digging Deep with Doug, as in Doug. How did I not know that? I just realised now. See, even myself takes me a couple of days till I get a joke. I'm on episode 8. If you do want to check it out, it's on YouTube. Just type in Digging Deep with Doug and it will come up. Watch the video. It's kind of like my podcast in a way. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's very similar, kind of. But yeah, check it out. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And I was going to do something else. I wanted to read a little review. So I did a gig a while back. Have I read this out to you? I don't even know. Do you even care? Probably not. So I had a review from somebody called Peter Fox. He's been on the circuit for years. He's not a comedian, but he goes to a lot of comedy events. And he just does it for his own little thing, you know. It's not like he's a major reviewer and everybody, you'll see him on the news and stuff. He's not that type of reviewer. He just does reviews. He likes comedy. He likes to get out of the ass. He's a nice guy. Peter Fox is known as the Knots comedy reviewer. So I was up in, I told you about this gig on a couple of episodes back. I was up in Chesterfield for a friend of mine, and he was there. Peter Fox was there, and he wrote a little review. So I'm going to read it out. This is word for word how he wrote it. He said, Lovdev Barpaga, a late replacement for an act who unfortunately had to drop out due to car trouble. Lovdev was a wonderful replacement. Something that he riffed on at the top. For some reason, I don't tend to see much of him over here, and that's a shame, as this was a performance that everyone enjoyed. This was a set with a lot of jokes in it. There would be a great joke, and then a topper, and the laughs came consistently. The promotion was a very clever and funny joke. I'm not sure which bit he meant. Does he mean the whole set? Whilst him shaking hands with Ian was an audience member who came up to me afterwards, and he was well happy, man. Like, he was really, like, singing my praises. Do you know what I mean? He was lovely. And he said, I really needed a good laugh, and you've done it. You know, like, he's one of them. He's someone who I'm not saying he's going through a hard time, but I could see that he's a genuine person. And I really took that to heart. Because you don't know what everyone's going through. Even when you're watching a comedian, you don't know what that comedian's going through. Do you know what I mean? We all got problems, haven't we, in life? But yeah, it was nice of him to come over and shake my hand. So that was that bit, in case you're wondering, who's Ian? So as we carry on, he says, this was a great performance, and the only thing it perhaps needed, and here it might be that he was just pushed for time tonight. That's true. I didn't want to get off. Is a big closing routine. Everything was great, but it would have had been the icing on top if Lovdev had that knockout punch of a big closing gag. There we go. I was short for time, and I actually threw in a bit of new stuff just to test it out. So it kind of wobbled me a little bit. But I didn't really care because the audience were loving it. Oh, it was such a great gig. So yeah, that's basically my life at the moment. So let's go and do another topic.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting. What is interesting for today's episode? It's the untold horrors of the Brazilian Holocaust. Brazil had a Holocaust? I didn't know that. Let's find out a little bit about this story. In 1979, that was 1 year after I was born, so I was a year old, Italian psychiatrist Franco Basaglia. Shout out to the Italian psychiatrist Franco Basaglia, a revolutionary in mental health reform. He went to Brazil, and what he saw there shocked him to his core. He had been invited for a series of lectures, but instead he found himself face to face with what can only be described as a hidden genocide. A quiet, systematic cruelty happening behind locked hospital doors. Oh God, this is going to be awful. Basaglia was already known in Europe for transforming Italy's mental health system. He shut down oppressive asylums, championed patient rights, and believed that mental illness didn't strip people of their humanity. But in Brazil, he saw a version of psychiatric care that was more like a prison system, or even worse. One visit to the infamous hospital Colinia in Barcenia, wherever that is, left a lasting scar. The hospital was built to hold around 200 patients, once housed over 5,000. Wow! Most weren't even mentally ill. That's mad. Many were simply poor, homeless, gay, black, and a woman. What? This is like medieval madness. It was considered I can't even say the word. Considered promiscuous, whatever that means. Or people who didn't fit into society's mould. They were dumped there and forgotten. A lot of people said that about the UK mental health system, apparently. Before I go a bit more into this, because this is, that's an interesting fact. Oh, you guys don't work in mental health, innit? Apparently, the old hospitals I used to work in were Victorian asylums. And people said that they put, like, disabled, mentally unwell, people that they didn't want into society and just keep them locked up in an asylum. So it did happen in the UK as well. And then obviously it kind of faded out and they got rid of all the old Victorian padded rooms and everything. But yes, it has happened here. But this sounds even more horrific because they're locking up gays, black people, women, anyone they thought that was not normal or the right colour or gender. But basically, that's what it sounds like. Conditions were beyond horrific. It already is, mate. Patients were kept naked, tied up, or crammed into rooms with no space to lie down. Electroshock was a routine. What? Food was scarce, hygiene there was non-existent, and the death toll, oh God, a staggering estimated 60,000 people died in that hospital alone, without treatment, dignity, and justice. Whoa. Basaglia called it the Brazilian Holocaust. It wasn't a term he used lightly. He saw how the system dehumanized people until they were no longer seen as people at all, just bodies to be managed of or disposed. What made this tragedy even worse was how invisible it was. The public didn't talk about it, the media stayed quiet, and the patients had no voice. Brazil's mental institution became dumping grounds for the unwanted, places where people went in and they rarely came out. But Basaglia's visit wasn't in vain. His outrage helped ignite a movement. Over time, Brazilian activists and reformers began pushing for change, inspired by his work in Italy. The Movimento da Luta Antimanicomial. I bet I said that properly. The anti-asylum movement, basically, that's what it meant. It was born slowly, very slowly. Brazil began to confront its own history of psychiatric abuse. Today, Hospital Colinia stands as a museum. It's a memorial to the lives lost and the horrors endured. But the legacy of those situations still lingers. And stories like this remind us of the cost of silence and the danger of turning a blind eye to suffering just because it's hidden behind walls. Time has ticked on so much. I've still got to do a news story, but I wanted to do this one very quickly.
Confessions the church, red is the priest, a click to cleanse or fuel the beast.
It's confession time. Today's confession has been put up by somebody called Waka Aslam. Waka Aslam is saying his confession is, I leave sunflower seeds in random cracks and corners. I've been doing it for years. Why are you putting random sunflower seeds in cracks and corners? Is he like doing it like he goes out and, you know, like somebody does a trail and they put seeds everywhere? Is he doing it for that reason? Or is he just like he loves rodents and he wants to feed them and make sure they're fed? Very strange. Let's find out why Waka Aslam is putting sunflower seeds in random corners. Wherever I go, city streets, he's saying. Hiking trails. Oh, there we go. Alleyways, I drop a few sunflower seeds. Sidewalk edges, forgotten planters, even a chipped corner of concrete near a parking lot. Ha 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 ha. No big mission, no deeper meaning. It just feels good to imagine a burst of yellow surprising someone months later. I've seen a few pop up in odd places. I don't stick around long enough. Ha 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 ha. It's like he's committing a crime, innit? To see them bloom. But the thought of someone stumbling upon a sunflower where it shouldn't be the one, that's enough. I actually like that. I do like what you're doing there, Waka. It's my small way of saying something unexpected can still grow. Ah, mate, you got me there. Ah, isn't that a lovely thing to say? Something unexpected can still grow. What a line. Is that your line, or is... I love that. That's bloody lovely. Come to my house and you can put sunflower crack seeds anywhere you want, mate. Come on. I'll give you my address. I'll get you a coffee. He sounds like a lovely bloke, this one. Till next wonder, scatter, joy, and grow wild. I like this guy. This is not even a well, it is a confession. But it's a lovely confession. Do you know what I mean? It's not nasty. He's trying to do something. What you should do is take pictures and put them on Instagram and call yourself the Sunflower Seed Man or something like that. People will love it. I reckon you'll go viral. You'll be travelling the world then. You'll be just throwing them everywhere. The council will employ you. The government will just put you on board. Like, come on, mate, you're coming with us. You're coming with Donald Trump. You'll be behind Donald Trump with your bag of sunflower seeds and you'll just be throwing it everywhere. You know, like confetti. That's what it's going to be like. This is lovely. I'm glad I read it. Fair play to you, Waka Aslam. You're a legend. As you know, folks, it is the end of the podcast, but we don't just end it like that, do we? Of course we don't. We end it with a weird news story. Right, today's weird news story comes all the way from Spain. Da la 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 la, da la 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 la, da la 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 la. That's Mexico, but they speak the same language. Today's weird news story title is Squatters Install an Alarm System to Protect the House They Are Illegally Occupying. Squatters are now taking it on the next level, mate. They're going to have dogs. They're going to put the alarm up. They're going to have CCTV in a house that doesn't belong to them. I love this story already. Let's find out what is going on. A group of squatters who legally took over a house on the outskirts of a village in Spain, Burgos province, has installed an alarm system to prevent others from breaking into their illegally occupied home. The people of San Miguel del Pedrosa, a neighborhood in the village of Beldorado, are on a high alert because of squatters who not only took over an unoccupied house in their community, but also installed an alarm system there to prevent others from breaking in like they did. They probably just didn't want other squatters. According to some local residents, they have placed a sign belonging to the company that installed the alarm in the building to prevent what happened to the owner of that house from happening to them. Some locals suspect that the squatters had been eyeing the property for some time, and after learning that no one had lived there for about 2 decades, they decided to move in. Now, people are afraid that their house could be at risk of being illegally occupied by strangers. It's at least curious that they entered a home that isn't theirs without permission, squatted in it, and are now protecting it from potential theft or squatting. This is what one local man has said. A psychosis of fear has gripped San Miguel del Pedrosa after squatters moved into a home on the outskirts of the village and started acting like they own the place. Since April, they literally threw all the old furniture out the window and brought their other stuff in. These guys have got their own furniture. Then they installed an alarm system with a warning sign. I already know that. Why are you telling me again? Local media reports that the unnamed squatter even tried registering with the local authorities. He's going to start paying council tax. But their efforts have failed so far. The owner of the property has reportedly filed 3 complaints with the Guardia Civil, police that is, and yet to evacuate the unwanted residents. In addition to the house, the squatters also occupied a neighbouring field where they put their dogs. Are they like travellers? Are they like Spanish travellers? Because they're occupying a field. They've got a house now. They've got furniture. It sounds like that. Everything happened so fast that locals are now watching all foreigners who come into the village. On weekends, suspiciously, wondering if there are any squatters in their homes will be the next one to be taking them over. What a story. Spanish squatters putting their own alarm system in. You couldn't make it up, can you? Well, there we have it. I've actually done it. Way! I've got to go to my Zoom meeting. Remember, folks, come and see me at the Rickmail Comedy Festival, the Derby Comedy Festival, and yeah, if not, come and catch me at a gig. I've broken something in my hand and I don't know what it is, and I feel like I shouldn't have broken it. Oh dear!